All right, here we go. OverDrive off and running. TSN 1050 on the TSN app, your home smart speaker. Later in the hour, up on TSN 2, up on YouTube Live on TSN's YouTube channel. Later tonight, streaming on Crave. We are live at 12 noon, 3 hours before kickoff. Live at the Canada Soccer House, Harborfront Center downtown.
Brilliant, Doogie, brilliant!
Brilliant toss by Doogie. Brilliant header by yourself.
Yes.
And we are match day ready. Brian Hayes, the O-Dog, Jeff O'Neill, Jamie Noodles, McLennan. Full steam ahead to 3 p.m.
Yeah.
We cannot wait for this match. We've been downtown for hours. There is an incredible vibe down here. And there's a lot of patriotism, a lot of great Canadians down here rooting for their squad. We cannot wait.
I want to personally thank the person that set up this area. I'm very excited for YouTube to be in the shade with fans blowing underneath. And I am basically suntanning on the beach, and my back is dying per every second that this show goes on.
That's what I was going to say when you said full steam ahead. I'm like, that is full steam ahead.
Dude, you might be tarps off within the hour.
I'll do it. I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah,
it is scorching. This black leather seat. You want to talk about Bob Weeks' chair going in the Butler cabin? This one's going in the. Find out where the Soccer Hall of Fame is.
The
Doogie.
soccer house.
That
They're going
chair
to hang
will
it at
go
the
right
soccer
in
house.
Right to Toronto Stadium. Literally.
They're gonna bring it down in the opening ceremony and light it on fire and then get rid of it.
I love it. There'll be a Canadian flag, the Bosnian
Sidney Crosby, and then they'll light my chair on fire and start the game.
Tons of
It'll be
Canadian
like the
dignitaries.
torch in Montreal.
That's right. Right? Instead of the Olympic torch, it's going to be your chair.
Carries out his chair with a flame hanging out of it.
I think that'll be inspiring for the starting 11 and the whole cast of characters here. But we're really excited to be here. We cannot thank everyone enough. Down here at Canada Soccer House, they're expecting 6,000 plus people down here. We've been downtown since last night. I came down last night, and what I was somewhat, I can't say I was surprised by, but I saw a lot of Bosnian kits, a lot of Bosnian supporters, a lot of flags.
They're going to cause problems in the building?
I think there's a lot of Bosnian fans and supporters that are in Toronto.
Dude, there should be, man.
Of course, it's the World Cup. Everyone's going to travel.
Yeah.
There were a lot of Canadians that were in Qatar 4 years ago, but I am very curious what it's going to look like because naturally a lot of Canadians and a lot of people in the greater Toronto area, they're not staying in the hotels. They're going to take the GO train down or cabs down or TTC or whatever. But there's a lot of Canadian support here. I know there's going to be a ton of Canadian support once they get to Toronto Stadium, but we'll see what the vibe is going to be like in a few hours.
There are people enjoying themselves. Like, I got down to the hotel a little late after the game last night, and there was a guy, as I was walking into the hotel, security had a guy in the chicken wing and was walking him out. And as he was walking out, he kicked a garbage can over in front of me.
Oh, yeah.
And they were like, get out of here. And he had a bottle, and it was... But the guy was enjoying himself. There's
Having a great
parties
time.
everywhere. Look at this.
Yes, this is the march to the match. So
Dude,
that's
I love
happening
that, man.
down there.
I love that.
Yeah, we're at the Harborfront Center, so we're kind of off Queens Quay if you're familiar with Toronto. We're on live TSN 1200 in Ottawa as well. So
Love
we're
it.
right downtown, right by the lake. Obviously, the CN Tower is within view, but we're probably a 20-minute walk from Toronto Stadium.
So could we join the walk afterwards?
I think that's happening in Liberty Village as we speak, and I think the amount of buzz that are going to be around the stadium will be incredible. But I think just people all over the city. Again, I referenced the amount of Bosnian fans and supporters, a lot of Canadian fans. I saw some Yankee fans kicking around.
Well, this is how about the city of Toronto enjoying a sports
Like if
day?
you ever wanted to pick a weekend to check out the city and experience a bunch of different things, I don't know if you could even afford to get to all the venues and do it all, but what a great weekend to experience Toronto. If you could catch a Yankees game, watch this one on TV, that would be the play if you couldn't get into the football match.
But what if you
watch
can do
it on
both?
TV and then head over
What
to
if
the
you can
Yankees
do
game?
both?
I guarantee you there's hundreds of people doing both.
I think so too.
Hundreds of people, because first pitch tonight is 7:37. The match obviously kicks off at 3. That'll be done by 5:30. And, of course, you can watch it on TSN, CTV, Crave. You can listen to it on the TSN radio network. So that's going to take, the forefront at 3 o'clock. But if you're leaving Toronto Stadium at 5:30, 6 o'clock, you got an hour and a half to get to the Dome.
You go right to the Dome. You have a hot dog out front there. You go in through security. Now, security's probably going to be tight, but that's fine.
As you would expect.
As you would expect. But this is an opportunity for a great sports day in the city of Toronto. You know,
throw in the Argos have their season debut in Montreal tonight.
Oh.
So if you're couching this evening, you're flipping between the Jays game, the Argos game tonight. Our boy Brooks Koepka is hunting the leaderboard up at
you guys sparked it, though.
Osprey Valley.
Little chat about the putter, and look what happened to Brooksy. It's your vibe.
I think
It's
you're
the
right
Hayes
about that.
vibe, but it might have been your chat. You pulled it out of him. He was sitting there, and you asked him about the putter, and he told you that's probably privileged information. I don't think that was, you know, he went and said, I've got a warehouse that I go through, and he talked about going through, what, 40 putters?
Yeah,
45 putters.
different putters.
Dude,
Well,
I'll
he found
tell
a
you
red
what,
hot one right now.
as soon as he got to like 11 or 12, he started absolutely creaming them in the middle of the hole. And I said to you yesterday, that should scare the living daylights out of guys
Exactly.
heading into Shinnecock.
Let me throw a couple other names out at you, okay?
All
because we're obviously moving towards, kickoff at 3 p.m. We've got the Jays in town against the Yankees tonight. Keegan Matheson will join us. We got a hockey game to talk about.
Yeah.
We've got a Hart Trophy to talk about.
Well, he's on cloud 9 over there.
I'm just saying, but Ryan Fox is 8 under. That's the past winner. That's the previous champion. Brooks Koepka, 8 under. He's on 17 right now. Do you know who's on 12T as we speak, who's also 8 under?
Sahith Theegala.
Hao
Tong Lee.
Yes!
Hao Tong is 8 under and chugging on Friday up at the RBC Canadian Open. So Hao Tong's in the hunt. Brooks Koepka's in the hunt. Mr. Anderson, Matt Anderson, good Canadian boy. He's 6 under. He's still out there hunting. Sahith is playing well. Lowry's out there. Bob McIntyre. It's going to be a great weekend up at the RBC Canadian Open. Great afternoon downtown here with obviously Canada taking on Bosnia in just a couple of hours. But that hockey game last night, like I came downtown, checked into the hotel, went right across the street to a restaurant. I pulled your move. I have never done this before in my life.
By yourself sitting at the bar?
At the bar, by myself, ordered a steak, and sat there and just had
Hold
a
on
great
a
time
second,
watching
no.
the game.
Hold on.
Welcome to heaven.
Hold on a second.
Do you not
no.
love it now?
It was a phenomenal experience.
I think
can't lie to
something.
you.
But the
Welcome
thing-
to heaven.
The difference is, did you spark up conversation and send over, because you're very polite and you're very generous, but all of a sudden conversation with people over there that are not paying attention to you, and you go, how you doing over there? Can I put that on the channel? And I'll buy your dinner.
I didn't
You
break
didn't do
any
that,
ice.
right?
That was a special occasion. That just wasn't a Joe Blow. That was Teddy Bruschi.
Yeah, that's a Super Bowl
Yeah,
winner,
but you
Teddy
yelled
Bruschi.
Teddy. When you called him like Teddy, Teddy, can we change the TV?
Hey, Theodore, you mind if we throw the golf on? Yeah, and he was cool.
Yeah.
He was very cool. I
Fine.
think, next year when we're at the Super Bowl, I think we're going to be in L.A. We'll see if we can rendezvous with Teddy.
He kind of owes us dinner.
He owes us something, right,
owes
at a
something.
minimum. But, I pulled your move and just nestled up. And a couple of stop and chats. There were some fans in the house that wanted to talk about the game. And
What'd you make of it?
I thought Carolina looked a lot more like Montreal, Philly, Ottawa last
Fresh.
night.
They look
What did I
fresh.
tell
They
you?
looked
If
more
they
like that
can-
series last
If they
night.
can eliminate the nonsense and get back to Carolina hockey, and did you guys not just get the sense, just a little bit, that Vegas could possibly be just running out of steam a little?
They didn't look sharp.
No.
The one thing I kind of earmarked last night, they weren't making passes.
No.
Like their passes were off. Like it was all hell
getting
was
windy
breaking.
down
A little windy down here, but
It's all good. We
that's
like
good.
a win. That's
Yeah,
actually your
that's-
best friend.
That's going to cool you off. But
He's back with a wind blow.
Their passes were off to me. They just weren't crisp. And Carolina squeezed that. I thought they were a lot better in the neutral zone. Their D were trying to move the puck through it. They weren't having it. I just thought Carolina was the better team. That's
And
what I saw.
Let's cut to the chase. We talked about this before we came on air, and the idea, and I know Torts kind of brushed it off last night and said it was a crazy idea. You're not going to win this thing and come back if you're giving up 4 a night.
Can't.
And if you're going to put this in, you're almost conceding. You're saying, guys, you might have to get 5 because he's giving up 4 a night.
Yeah,
Five games in a
Hart,
row.
Literally every
4.
game.
That's a 4-pack.
It's not going to happen. Carolina will not.
They-
They're not going to do that, man. They're not playing that game.
I think Torts, correct me if I'm wrong, they probably talked about it and thought about it, but he was, in the event he comes back with Hart, he's not going to go, we're thinking about it. Like he went at the reporter hard, unnecessarily.
That was the stupidest thing he's ever heard.
Yeah, unnecessarily.
Which obviously isn't
unnecessarily, but what he's doing is just
he's playing
we're
the
not
hero
even
game.
we're not even thinking about that. I guarantee you, everything's on the table. Switching lineup, switching lines, goaltender, all of that type of stuff. Because if they lose in Vegas, they're done.
Well,
that's it.
Yeah,
They've got to do something. The cup's in the building.
William Karlsson's done, so that he had been playing well. He's out of the lineup, so there is going to be a mandatory adjustment on that front. That puts more emphasis on Eichel, who isn't even close to scoring. Like Eichel, I don't find it feels like
a couple apples last
He had a
night.
beautiful assist on the power play goal.
But in terms of scoring goals, he literally doesn't score goals.
So Brian, yesterday we talked about on both sides. I said the game before, didn't hear Aho's name 3-4 times.
Yep.
Score sheet, Svechnikov. You know, they're big boys.
They showed up.
Woke up last night and got going, and that takes the pressure off the Stankovens and Halls and all of that.
Big time.
Vegas needs that from their guys, or else they're done.
Yeah,
that's it.
Well, and you know, I was talking to some people this morning, and they said, "Hey, you guys have been talking a lot about Mitch Marner."
Yeah.
And I said, honestly, we have treated him. I know this is going to sound crazy to you ran him out of town crowd. Our general approach with the Leafs, and this applies to every sporting team or event or athlete, you play the game, we talk about you. You play great, we will pump your tires.
Yeah.
He has deserved tire pumping the whole playoff run.
Best player in the playoffs.
Absolutely. And what I was posed today is, I didn't love his game last night. Are you going to bring that up? Absolutely. I thought he was borderline invisible last night.
Yeah, I didn't think he had a good game.
I thought he was awful, like based on the standards. So you got to keep rolling. If you're in Vegas, you're looking at it. Now, he doesn't have a center anymore. Karlsson's hurt. But I didn't love Marner's game last night.
But there is a counter to that, because when Marner was doing his thing and almost single-handedly, like the game in Vegas, winning the game for his team.
Right, he deserves someone else stepping up.
I'm pretty sure somebody around the hockey world was saying, man, Jack Eichel stunk tonight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But Mitch Marner carried the mail. So where is the guy, whether it be Jack Eichel or somebody else? Dorofeyev had a couple goals, but somebody else to step up and say, don't worry, Mitch, I got this one, and then we're not going to talk about you.
That is 100% valid and 100% true. And I am talking about his individual game because he's deserved the platform and the spotlight.
Yeah.
But you're right. He's probably looking at his own teammates saying, hey, Carter, maybe a big night tonight.
Yeah,
you know?
don't be afraid to steal the show in net.
Exactly.
Steal us a game.
Someone else show up.
You need Mark Stone didn't have a great night. Like a lot of those guys I didn't think had their goods. But you're right. It can't just be the Mitch Marner show every night. That's what Vegas has basically, the reason why they got to the finals is their depth.
Yes.
They could go 1, 2, 3 and be really good. We haven't seen it. Now, Carolina deserves a lot of credit on that. A lot of credit.
I like their game, and it's interesting. You look at the FanDuel odds for the Conn Smythe. Jordan Stahl.
I was going to bring up Freddie the Goats guy.
He scores every game. I think
Jordan Stahl.
I think that's deserved,
it's
though.
fair, and the other thing, it's what you do throughout the playoffs, but in the finals, the biggest moment. You see what his face-off percentage is?
Yeah.
It's the best in the history of the finals.
Man, he's got
67%.
He's got a Lindros vibe to him right now.
He's a beast.
Torch said it. We can't stop this guy in front of the net. We cannot handle him. He's a massive problem.
They don't have an answer for him, and he finds a goal. Like, I thought Vegas had a really good start yesterday. That was the first time I saw a team out shooting Carolina early on, and I thought they had a good start. They get the goal, and I'm like, okay, maybe they're Carolina a little tight. Jordan Stahl pulls it out of them.
Right when he scored, everything changed.
And the game took over, and it was literally Carolina that was the better team the rest of the night.
I think the Conn Smythe, again, we're down to 1 or 2 games. I think it's warranted. If Carolina wins, Stahl should get it. If Vegas wins, Marner should get it.
That's
fair. I think those are the two safe bets right now.
But a week ago, it was Marner. It felt like Marner on both sides.
Mike Johnson on this program said he's getting it no matter what.
I did not agree with that.
You didn't?
I love how you don't agree. You're shaking your head like
I did not agree with that at the time. I've said this multiple times. This has not been the equivalent of what McDavid did 2 years ago.
We all said
the
that.
equivalent.
But Jordan Stahl is the one that completely took away that narrative with his play in the last 5
He's
games.
been great.
And a part of it also, from Johnny's standpoint, which I did agree with, was that there wasn't a Carolina player
there wasn't a standout
on
guy
their own that was like, man, this guy. But Stahl keeps accumulating these numbers. So I think it's a two-horse race based on who wins. Speaking of winning, Nikita Kucherov, shout out to him. He won his second Hart last night. It was a very close vote. Very close.
Well, I actually didn't see the results of the vote.
McDavid missed it by 10 points.
Okay.
So, it was very close. You vote 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Right.
There were some really weird votes in there. Landeskog got a fifth-place vote, I believe.
So that's somebody in Colorado that's a super fan.
Voting taken away.
Yeah.
Sorry. So, someone's got to go through it and just have a small panel, possibly us three, and look at a vote like that and say, Bud, you've lost your privileges.
You guys
You're out.
automatically.
You said it the other day, and it sent up a kind of I marked it, where you said, if you're giving him the Ted Lindsay, you're doing it together with the Hart.
That's
and
why
the minute that he won you said it, you go,
he didn't win the Hart.
Yeah, I thought to myself, he's not winning it, because you're not going to follow it up with something else. You probably would have done it all in a big production.
Absolutely.
And the minute he won the Ted Lindsay but didn't win the Hart, there's no – I don't want to say there's not a bad choice. I think Kucherov, McKinnon, McDavid, Celebrini, I would argue, was probably right in there.
He was fourth and there.
Yeah, guys, I told you this all year. When a team is as brilliant as the Colorado Avalanche were in the regular season, we ignore greatness. Look at that team.
Yeah.
Not one major award, and they were by far the best team in the regular season. It wasn't even close. Around Christmas, it's almost like everyone got bored with it and said, I got to start digging for different storylines here.
They lost 2 of their first 40.
Yeah.
No, you're right. First 40.
Yeah, like Nathan McKinnon, I honestly thought he would be the runaway Hart Trophy winner. Just from his performance and the team's success, how dominant they were.
The only thing that happened is, and I would agree with you, in January what happened is all those other guys started catching up. McDavid got on fire. Celebrini was dragging. It looked like they were close. Celebrini, I thought San Jose was going to make the playoffs right near the end, push and then dropped off. Who else is in there?
Kucherov wins it, but it's the same logic as John Cooper winning Coach of the Year. So if you're going to sit there and say Cooper did the best job because of all these injuries, that would suggest the team was depleted.
But he had the Vezina and the Hart Trophy winner.
Exactly. Now you can also look at it, if you're in Buffalo, you're like, wait a minute, Coach of the Year. But at the same time, maybe it was just a three-pronged attack, and that's why they got there.
That's pretty much what they had.
Because Kucherov had to be that great. Right? Cooper had to push all the right buttons. Vasilevsky had to be the best goalie.
Yeah.
But it is kind of crazy. Tampa did not win their division, did not get out of the first round, and they have 3 major award winners.
Yeah.
It is kind of bizarre. But I thought Kucherov was worthy of the Hart. I thought all
agree.
3 of them were right there.
It's a hard choice. It was a hard choice.
Kucherov went on a tear. I think it was December-ish to the end of March.
That's
absurd.
That's what I mean.
I
think that's where all of these guys
games.
pushed through. You're like, because it was McKinnon's. I think we had our cherries.
I remember you came on the show one day and you were like, anybody watch what that Kucherov's doing? He went on a heater where every night it was 4 points.
Yes.
Well, we had our conversation before the season started, projecting points and all that. And I said, I don't know if McDavid's going to win a Hart again. And he was right there. And obviously he still can and he'll be competing. But I went back and watched that clip. And Mike Johnson was with us and made the argument. The guys he's competing with are all in the same age group.
Yeah, the field.
Valid, but Celebrini hadn't popped yet by the time we talked. And for me, if I'm putting money on who should be the lead horse next year, I think it's Celebrini to win the Hart.
I do too.
I think if they make the playoffs and he somehow tops this past year, he's going to win the Hart next year.
You're right. I think Mike Greer has to have a good offseason because he needs more around him. That's the thing. San Jose.
Crazy though, Jamie, how that might hurt his cause. But you know what I mean? If the team is better and they're more well-rounded, and he just has to go out there and be like a Jonathan Toews, you're not going to be hyper-focused on him.
I think he's a 120-point guy, but I also think if you have a team that is not just scraping into the playoffs, if you have a team that's really pushing for the top of the Pacific, and he's a big part of it, but now he's got X, Y, and Z beside him. Keep in mind, that Smith is going to be another year older. Eklund, all of these players that are young, it's the Anaheim scenario. You're going to see them grow. And now they need to add. San Jose has cap space. They've got picks. They've got the second overall pick.
Yep.
They're in a really good position to get a lot better in the offseason here. if they have a good summer.
Right, and they're competing with good teams. You
Yep.
know, clearly, I look at Leo Carlsson as a guy. I wouldn't be shocked if he grabbed the heart at some
Well,
point in his career.
You're
And
right.
He's a young guy. Like the young guys, I know it's McDavid, McKinnon, Kucherov right now, and they have separated themselves. And I would throw Draisaitl healthy in there too. But, and, you know, Pasternak's lurking. If Matthews can score 50-plus again, he can get in the hunt. I think Suzuki's thrown his name into that hat. But for me, you know, again, you look at these guys, the Kucherov, McKinnon, McDavids, now they're 30, 31, 32. The younger guys are going to arrive.
And we know that once you hit 30, you don't win hearts, huh?
It can be difficult. Now, Kucherov is 32, I think, and he just won one.
I was
But
going to say,
it's difficult to do.
your over-under was 2 in the rest of his career or 1? I can't remember.
I think
It was
one
one,
a
and he
half.
said under. He doesn't think he's going to win another one.
I think he'll win 1 in the next, 7 or 8 years.
Well, he's
But
not going to win one when he's 35. Like Sid,
Yeah.
Sid hasn't been in contention for 6-7 years.
Yeah.
Ovi last won it in like 2014. Like it just doesn't. You're
gonna have to be in the next couple years, yeah.
Like it just doesn't. That's just the way sports generally works.
Yeah.
All right, we're live at the Canada Soccer House. We're just over 2.5 hours away from kickoff. Canada taking on Bosnia and Herzegovina. Of course, you can hear the pregame right here on TSN Radio at 2 p.m. You can watch all the coverage throughout TSN, Crave, CTV, Duffy, and the whole crew. I ran in to a couple of the boys last night. They were Stevie and Kevin, and they were jacked.
Were they warming up to the event?
They were very excited about today. So it was great to see those guys. Jason DeVos is going to join us pitch side. He'll join us from about 20, 25 minutes west of here at Toronto Stadium. Christian Jack, KJ back in the mix. We can't wait to catch up with him. Darko's coming on.
Yeah.
Darko will join us. He's going to be a red carpet guy cruising into Toronto Stadium in about an hour from now. Keegan will join us. Jay's Yankees tonight. He'll be around the table. This is going to be a really fun couple of hours.
Throw it in, Doogie! Brilliant! Oh!
We are match day ready.
Yes,
here.
we're ready.
Match day ready. Overdrive continues. TSN 1050 and on the TSN app.
Now, back to Overdrive with Hayes, Noodles, and the O-Dog.
Overdrive continues, powered by FanDuel, bringing you more ways to play your game your way. Live from the Canada Soccer House, downtown Toronto, mere hours away from kickoff at Toronto Stadium. Canada taking on Bosnia and Herzegovina, and a lot of Canadian kits down here. We are 3 gentlemen wearing them. You've got the Canadian scarf on, too.
Yeah, I'm not doing the scarf when it's 45 degrees.
But that
out.
means you're like a super fan, because scarves are big in the
And
world
the
of
head-
If you
football.
want to do the real deal Holyfield, you've got to go scarf.
Yes, you do. Like, if you want to be a legit.
There may be a
Legit.
few extra drops of sweat, but it is worth
What
it.
about the headband, though? The headband is.
It's gorgeous.
This whole operation up top, I can't believe how amazing it felt to just relieve my ears come commercial break.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. It is gorgeous. And it's a beautiful day down here.
Yeah.
Like, it is perfect because you never know what you're going to get.
No.
And as long as there's no, thunder, lightning, they're playing.
Yeah.
But you've been waiting, a decade to get here. There's been such a buildup the last 4 years, knowing that Canada's going to host a match, knowing that it's going to be at Toronto Stadium, and you can't predict what it's going to look like in June, right? So it is beautiful. The Dome's going to be open tonight. The RBC Canadian Open is obviously rocking up at TPC Toronto, so there's a lot for us to track down. Argo's in action in Montreal tonight. The NBA Finals continuing tomorrow down in San Antonio. It's just, if you're into sports,
It's great.
it's bizarre
If you
how
can't-
amazing it is right now.
If you can't be here, you better be nailed to your couch
Yes.
with multiple TVs and screens.
100%.
I was happy coming down here. Everyone's talked a lot about the change in Toronto the last bunch of years and how it's just not the same city. But when I came down here today, I was just like, this is the city I remember, man.
Yep.
Everybody walking
best.
around, everybody united, everybody with jerseys, people with different jerseys on. There was no griping. It was just, I was like, this is the Toronto that I remember. I was very happy coming down here.
Yeah, it was really cool last night. Like just walking around downtown,
That
walking
must have
around
been a
this morning.
scene down around downtown.
It
man.
was buzzing. Like every restaurant, every patio,
Yes.
because the weather was beautiful last night.
Yeah.
And I'm in my 40s now.
Yeah,
20 years ago,
you're
I
not
would
at
have
the
been
club, yeah.
all over the place. Like, you gave me a free night downtown. You know, when I used to live in the city and be downtown all the time, there were spots that don't exist anymore
Is the
that I used to
Madison
go
still
to.
alive,
The
or-
Maddie, you can't kill the Maddie. The Maddie is still cooking. It is still alive. And Doogie, I'm sure that's his element. I walked into the Maddie. My brother-in-law and I walked in there about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
You want to feel like you're literally a senior citizen?
Grandfather, yes.
Walk into the Maddie on a Friday night.
Yeah.
We walked in there. You could tell there were University of Toronto kids looking at us like, you're in the wrong
Yeah, wrong
place.
spot, kid.
Yeah.
Wrong.
Are you a detective?
Yeah, exactly. Are you a narc? Like, why are you here right now?
Yeah.
But it was it's a cool vibe downtown. The patios, and again, we're at Canada Soccer House down at the Harborfront. I'm sure Liberty Village is wild right now.
Yeah.
I'm sure Yorkville's wild right now. The Danforth will be going crazy, right? You get down by the stadium, you get down Ossington, King West, Queen West, anywhere you are, I think throughout the country, and that's the beauty of it, is we're on live right now on TSN 1200 in Ottawa. Watch parties in Ottawa, Montreal, Quebec, from Halifax, Newfoundland, all the way to BC. It's just, this is all about jumping on the Canadian bandwagon.
Which is awesome, though. I mean, if I was in Ottawa, you guys know I'm there all the time. They got a spot named Gabriel's Pizza.
Shout out.
Oof. You go for a slice there, man.
I love it.
So good.
Now,
so
would
good.
there be TVs in there where you can
for
watch
sure.
the
You
match?
could- listen, you go just get a pie and you take it home, or
There's
you
tons
go sit
of
on-
great places in Ottawa.
I know.
The market down there.
Yes.
It would be a sick
There's
place.
too
to
many,
You're right.
but it just, like I say, that's my go-to.
Okay.
But
I like that. Yeah, no, it's going to be very cool and very connecting, I think, for Canadians to really, launch a lot of pride into the fact that we're hosting the World Cup, co-hosting the World Cup. I don't know if you've seen the set that they have in Vancouver. Lindsay
Oh
Hamilton.
my! Is it
Unreal.
the water behind it?
That is the most gorgeous set anywhere on earth.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know who was responsible. I have a feeling Nicole Anderson was
Yeah,
right in the
probably
forefront of all of that. She is the queen of TSN. But it is gorgeous.
Yeah, it looks
Like
so.
the-
It almost doesn't look real.
It doesn't look real. I thought it was a green screen.
Yeah.
I'm like, that can't be a real place with
Yeah,
the
it's
ocean
beautiful.
and the mountains in the background. So Lindsay and the crew, they're out there because obviously the World Cup got started yesterday, and South Korea with a win, and Mexico, and now we're waiting to see Canada take on Bosnia. Jason DeVos should be joining us here in a few moments. But injuries have been a big part of the discussion.
Yeah.
And like, we had Jesse Marsh on, was that last week or the week before? And I could tell it was draining a little bit.
Sure.
But it's a part of the conversation. Davies is not available today.
I thought that 100% he was going to play.
I'm concerned about that because if he's out one game, how many games is he out? Are they just selling the day-to-day type of thing?
Don't know if we're going to see him in the group stage. Like, they play
Yeah.
every 6 days.
It's concerning when a tournament like this, where every game is a must-win, and when you don't play one, it's serious.
Yeah.
Exactly. And, this is one they're favored.
Yeah.
Doesn't guarantee anything. I think, obviously you're walking out there trying to get a win, clearly.
Yes.
A draw you'd be fine with. You can live with a draw. Qatar next, that's one you got to get.
Yeah.
Switzerland, the third match, that's going to be difficult, but that's where you might really need him, especially if you need points to get through in that match.
Yeah.
That's 10, 12 days away before you can make that call. But Kone is available, Bombito's available, but I don't know if they're going to play. Like,
Yeah.
Moise Bombito is arguably their best player right there with Alphonso Davies. So
Yeah.
I know Jesse Marsh wants to put it behind him. You guys have played for coaches. You guys talk about it famously all the time. Like, I think Daryl Sutter wouldn't let injured guys even around the team.
No, it's
get out of here. Like, because of the mojo that comes with it.
Just don't be visible. Just
Don't-
show up when you're ready.
Right, but at the same time, that's challenging when I'm sure the rest of the team is looking at it saying, is Davies going to play? What do we got out of Kone? What do we have out of Bombito?
Yeah.
But yet, 11 guys are going to be on the pitch.
Yep.
You got to go out there and play, right? There's no excuses. The World Cup comes around every 4 years.
Exactly.
Every team is dealing with something, so you got to find a way to step up and play.
I agree. Hopefully the doctors have these guys ready
Well, unless
to go.
O's put in a request for the Canadian
Cairo table?
The Cairo table.
We'll bring your chair, and you can set up shop at Toronto Stadium right on the Cairo. So, yeah, we're going to catch up with Jason DeVos here in a second, who's doing great work, obviously, with TSN.
Yeah.
And he was a national alum, played for the national team. And he's really been one of the faces and the voices of soccer, for the last 30 years up here. And I have to imagine it's an incredibly cool moment for him to realize, hey, this is happening in Toronto, and it's going to happen in Vancouver. We are playing World Cup matches on Canadian soil. And again, we're live at the Harbourfront Centre, Canada Soccer House, about 25-minute walk from Toronto Stadium. Let's head there now and catch up with the aforementioned Jason DeVos, pitch side prior to the match tonight. Jason, I just referenced your history, your resume as a proud Canadian, as a member of the national team in the past. How cool is this, the idea that we are mere hours away from watching Canada play a World Cup match on Canadian soil?
I was so keen to get going, and the pitch is in immaculate condition. The stadium looks fantastic. From the inside looking out, it's going to be rocking. It's going to have a wave of Canadians. There's tons of people already here at the stadium ready to support Canada and see them do something special that they've never done before, which is win a game at a World Cup. So it's lots to be excited about right now.
Jason, we were talking before you came on about the injuries. Any concern for that for Team Canada?
Yeah, there is. I mean, I'm not going to lie. It's not an ideal situation to have arguably your two most important players injured coming into a World Cup. Alphonso Davies, as we all know, is a global star, and he's Canada's captain, and he's not going to be available today. Moise Bombito, arguably their best defender, most important defender, is going to be available today, but is very unlikely to start the match. He's been injured for several months. It goes back to October. And it's not the ideal preparation. I don't think anyone within Canada Soccer would argue that it is. But what's good is that he's been selected. That gives me belief that the coaching staff and the medical staff are confident that he can play a part in this tournament. And that's going to be open for debate and discussion by people like us for the next couple of weeks. But, hopefully we'll see him at some point in time. If not today, then definitely next week against Qatar in Vancouver.
Jason, the build-up has been so long, and everyone's so excited about this. Like, for the momentum to keep going for this Canadian team, and I know in an event like this, every match is pressure-packed, but they got to have a positive outcome here, don't they? The last thing you want is the Canadian fan base to be like, man, there's been so much build-up getting on board with this team, and then to have disappointment, which you can't rule it out, but it would be really good for this club to get, to have a positive outcome here right off the hop, wouldn't it?
Yeah, 100%. We saw 4 years ago in Qatar, we played so well against Belgium, who were ranked #1 in the world at the time. But we came away with a 1-0 defeat. And, playing well doesn't translate to points. You're not gonna progress to the knockout stage by playing well and losing matches. So this game is very important today. You win your first game, you set yourself up nicely for the next game. And it's not unreasonable to think or even expect Canada to win both of these games, given where both opponents are ranked in relation to Canada and given where Canada is now in terms of its program. It's not an unrealistic expectation to expect them to win this game. And I think that's got to be the measure by which we judge this group, So everyone's looking forward to this performance. They're looking forward to seeing the Canadian team bring this attacking, aggressive style of play that Jesse Marsh talks about often, and bring it to home soil. And it just feels different than it did 4 years ago. We were in Qatar 4 years ago, and it was new for everyone. All of us, the staff, the players, had never experienced a World Cup. But there's 13 players in this group of players here in Toronto right now who are in Qatar. They know what this feels like. They know what it takes to go through a process to get ready for that first game. They know what it feels like to play in that first game. But now they're doing it on home soil. They're doing it in their stadium where they feel comfortable. So there's a different vibe here right now, and I think it's a quiet confidence amongst the Canadian group that they're going to go out there and get a result today.
Love to hear that. We're chatting with Jason DeVos, who's live at Toronto Stadium. We're mere hours away from kickoff. Canada taking on Bosnia and Herzegovina. So we all know Jesse Marsch and his attack and you know, the likelihood of who's going to play, who's not going to play at this point. So we got a pretty good feeling on Canada. Like you said, there's, I think, a quiet confidence around the club, but also throughout the country, I think, as we build towards this. But what do you think Jesse Marsch is telling his team in terms of what Bosnia is going to throw at them? Like, what should they be expecting? And if you're a fan who's tuning in today at 3 p.m., what will we be looking for when it comes to what the Bosnians are going to bring to the table?
So the Bosnians are big, they're strong, they're aggressive. They've got wide players who will look to beat the fullback and whip crosses in, but they'll cross the ball incessantly. It just won't stop. And so, you know, question marks about injuries revolve around Edin Dzeko, their star striker, who is at the age of 40 now, but is still, you know, an outstanding striker who can get on the end of things and cause problems for Canada's two central defenders. So a lot of set plays, a lot of one-on-one individual battles from Canada's fullbacks against the wingers of Bosnia, but also expect them to play a medium to low block. They're not going to high press Canada. They're just going to sit off, and they're going to make it really difficult for the Canadians to break them down. Because if you've scouted Canada and you watch where they struggle, what they have a difficult time doing is breaking down a low block. So they don't really have that creativity in the final third that some of the top countries in this tournament will have. And that's probably what they're going to see from Bosnia. So they need to be prepared for that. So, you know, when we look at the pre-tournament games, the warm-up games that they've played, you know, it was almost like a carbon copy of what they might expect against Bosnia. The Ireland game, difficult to break down. Ireland were very compact in defense, and Canada didn't create a lot of chances. So for me, what I'm hoping to see today is wide players for Canada. We're going to take the fullback on, get to the byline, whip crosses in. I want to see the center forward, two strikers attacking the box, and at least one of the midfielders and the opposite side midfielders attacking the box. So getting at least 4 players into the penalty area to get on the end of those crosses, that's going to be critical for Canada if they're going to score goals today.
I love it. Cannot wait for it. Jason, great catching up with you. Enjoy the match and have a great tournament. We'll do it again down the road.
You too, guys. Thanks very much. We'll speak soon.
You got it. Jason DeVos, national team alumni. Yep. Big part of Toronto FC and their history as well, and a big part of TSN as an analyst throughout the World Cup. And yeah, like we know, you know, Bosnia and Herzegovina, they're going to show up, they're going to be ready, they're going to be prepared. And the reality is, you know, and it doesn't matter what the rest of the world thinks. Right. But Canada, they kind of arrived at the world stage 4 years ago. Now you got to really bully your way onto it because, like,
there's expectations now.
Exactly. And the reality is, like, European nations, South American nations, they're still going to look at Canada and say, I think we can get these guys. Yeah. All right, let's see. Like, let's see what you got. So yep. I'm jacked for it. Again, all the matches and from Canada to every other team in the tournament can be seen on TSN, on CTV, on Crave. You can hear all the Canada matches on the TSN radio network. So we're excited. And we got our boy KJ coming up. Christian Jack will join us into the next hour. Darko Rajakovic is going to join us as well. Darko's coming up. He's on the red carpet on his way into Toronto Stadium. Darko will join us for a few moments. A little scene setting with the Raptors head coach. Keegan Matheson coming up as well. Jays Yankees starting tonight.
Which will be a monster
It's series. A huge series, man. And, like, Judge is in here.
Yeah, no Judge.
No Judge, so take advantage. Yep. Right? Like
they
Alejandro
need to
Kirk.
take advantage of something.
Is Kirk playing tonight,
Well,
right?
Kirk basically said in Buffalo, I'm playing tomorrow.
He declared himself.
Yes. And he joked about it. He's like, I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but I'll see you in Toronto tomorrow night.
Nice.
So he looks good and ready, and that's a big return. And Shane Bieber was great yesterday.
5 innings scoreless.
He was great. So we'll see if Bieber, I think he's probably going to have another couple starts down there in the minors, but that's a big return. If he can be back by the end of the month and you can find 15 starts out of him, give or take, that's absolutely beautiful. It's loud, it's vibrant, people are jacked, and we're marching literally and figuratively towards kickoff at Toronto Stadium. OverDrive continues up on YouTube Live.
FIFA World Cup 2026 on TSN.
Today,
Canada is back
on TSN. TSN 1050. Canada takes on Bosnia-Herzegovina to kick off their FIFA World Cup 2026 journey. Live from Toronto Stadium.
This is the moment.
Coverage begins at 2 p.m. Hear it all on TSN 1050. The FIFA World Cup 2026 lives here. Now, back to OverDrive with Hayes, Noodles, and the O-Dog.
All right, OverDrive continues. We're live at the Canada Soccer House. We were up at the RBC Canadian Open all week, and the OverDrive PJ Picks brought to you by TaylorMade. It's time to find your new fast with QI4D drivers, TaylorMade's fastest, most fittable drivers. Learn more at TaylorMadeGolf.ca/QI4D. Who got Brooksy again? Who had Brooks Koepka on their team?
I don't know. Neither one of you took him, did you?
Of course we did. Who took him?
I did.
I believe you took Brooks Koepka. I don't remember anybody.
Dude, I had a heater leaderboard. I had Sahith. I had Brooks. I had a bunch of guys.
I believe I had Sammy Burns, though, and Sammy is currently 9 under out there. So Sammy's been good. Ryan Fox is 8 under.
You know what's crazy about that leaderboard? I talked to you about it in the commercial break. Some of the best, like the world's best, and obviously we're not there all day, but they didn't sniff that range, man.
No.
Some of them are on their own program. They're doing. You never know.
Is he in?
Hao Tong was out there putting. None of us took him.
Somebody said they followed Hao Tong, and he walked up and down the driving range, was chirping guys, and then he rolled a few putts, and then he left.
Yeah, basically.
I guess everybody's got their own thing, but there was some guys that I was watching yesterday when I got home. I watched some coverage, and I'm like, didn't see that guy, didn't see that guy. Because there was a bunch of guys we saw a bunch of different times. And then you saw some top players, you're like, that guy did not sniff the putting green or the range.
No, you're right. So right now, again, Ryan Fox, Sam Burns in the lead at 9 under. Fox is 8 under. Koepka 8 under. Hao Tong is 8 under. Matt Anderson, good Canadian boy, at 6 under right now. And you got Harry Hall, your boy, at 6 under. I saw Harry's action the other day at the Pro-Am.
You like it?
So I love this guy. This is what happened, all right?
Tell it, and then I'm going to tell you my favorite Harry Hall story.
Okay, so here is how much. This is how Harry Hall operates. I get the impression he doesn't waste much time.
Yeah.
The 9th tee and the 18th tee share a tee box at TPC Toronto.
Okay.
We were there first, teeing off on 9, and we had the green light. And Hovland, the pros are on the back tees, at the professional tees.
Yeah.
Hovland's sitting there talking to his caddy. Harry Hall walks up, tips his cap, puts his peg in the ground, and launches it down 18. And we're all like, I think we might have had the right of way, but Harry's like, I'm playing.
I'm moving through.
I'm going here.
Just bombed his way through.
Just walks up, peg down, tees open, and starts hitting power cuts down the 18th.
That's stinky Harry Hall. He went on a heater last year, and in one of his post-round pressers, someone said, Harry, you are the best putter statistically in the world right now. And this was true.
Yeah.
And they said, have you been fitted for your Ryder Cup gear? His response was, they have not even contacted me. Dude, they did not even text that guy.
Didn't call him.
Dude,
Never.
They didn't. He was the greatest putter on earth statistically, and that's what the Ryder Cup is about. And he looked straight into the camera and said, they have not even contacted me.
Yeah, that's probably because of the hats he wears. They're like, you can't have that. Like, you can't wear that hat. We can't get you a Ryder Cup hat like that. So there you go. The OverDrive PJ Picks brought to you by TaylorMade. It's time to find your new fast with QI4D drivers. TaylorMade's fastest, most fittable drivers. Learn more at TaylorMadeGolf.ca/QI4D. So, yeah, it's going to be a great leaderboard. And we got a ball game tonight. We got a footy match coming up here in a couple of hours. And
awesome.
People are wondering, like, I don't know if you've addressed this yet. Did you find a scooter? Did you scooter down to the lakeshore here?
I got an email from my brother who said, I got an email from this guy, Matty, at Park Lawn and Lakeshore. I text Matty, and he said, I do have a scooter, and I had it for you, but unfortunately, my girlfriend has it this morning. Because that's how I was planning to get down here. No Uber, right along that bike path right to here.
So Maddie's
So I
girl-
was planning on it. I'm like, Maddie, are you going to text me back? Because I texted him twice. Then I called him, and he said, I got the scooter, but my girlfriend took it to work.
So, like, he didn't clear it with her, or did she? It's like
I was somehow mad at him because I got the email saying I got the scooter all set up.
Yeah.
And then he said, just an FYI, this scooter I got at Costco, and it has a 2 bills weight limit.
That's troubling.
See, it might
So
have been.
if it was a 2 bills weight limit and I got on this thing and I snapped it in half,
Yeah.
Costco will take it back.
Yeah, but he might have.
oh, you could bring that thing back in 10 pieces.
15
He
pieces.
might have. He might have realized, though, I don't want a broken scooter. Blamed it on the girlfriend.
That's right. That guy's got
the
no
girlfriend
girlfriend.
took it.
There's no girlfriend.
Maddie, you
Exactly.
bastard, if I find out you have no girlfriend,
It's like
I'll
a-
hunt you down.
Yeah,
No
exactly.
girlfriend.
Hey, my girlfriend took
Oh,
it.
my girlfriend happened
He's
to
completely
take it.
single. He's completely
100%.
single.
He
Yeah.
took one look at that tab and said, no dice.
So you
No
think he
chance.
read the directions and then sent me the
Yes.
text?
I think he looked at that and it said 200
Yeah,
max.
maximum 200.
Because that means it's basically Jonas. Like,
Yeah.
I can't get on a 200 max scooter. Like, my kids could
Yeah.
use that. I couldn't use that. Like, how many guys? That's a dangerous
Maddie,
game.
say, if I find out that you don't have a girlfriend and you just read the directions and then you got scared,
Yeah.
I'm coming after you.
Trouble. We'll find you somewhere in
Exactly.
Etobicoke.
Oh,
We'll find
wow.
you. Mail It In Friday brought to you by Boston Pizza, Canada's favorite sports bar. Enjoy $15 lunch at BP where you get an entree, a side, and a drink, and you'll get it all in 20 minutes or less. A fast lunch doesn't have to be fast food. See you for a $15 fast lunch at your local Boston Pizza. You want a Boston Pizza patio day.
Oh,
I'm going to
today.
walk down front when we leave here. I'll bet you that place has got
Jammed.
lineups all the way to
Jammed.
Yonge Street.
Jammed.
Like, it's probably crazy. And what I'd like to believe is that employees or employers are saying,
Go.
work till 2 o'clock and get out
And
of
then
here.
go, yeah.
Like, it screams coast to coast, let's get out of here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right?
Anywhere you can in the country, schools, anything.
Yeah. Get out of here.
Well, I think
just
there's
get
a
out
lot
of here.
Yeah, I think schools have probably planned to PD days and all of that type of stuff. I don't know. I think my kids are in school, but I'm
My
not
kids
sure.
are in school. I know they're in school. But I don't know if they're going to be watching the match or not. I mean, it'll be towards the end of it. But if you're in Vancouver,
You can watch
it's
it.
noon. Yeah,
Exactly.
absolutely. Get
Watch
the kids out of there.
Yeah.
But I got to believe the patios throughout the country are going to be absolutely electric as we get closer to kickoff. Again, we're live at Canada Soccer House, downtown Toronto. 2 hours away from kickoff. Canada, Bosnia and Herzegovina on TSN, on CTV, on Crave. Hour 2 coming up. OverDrive continues up on TSN 2.
First up, it's Mail It In Friday.
The plant called and said if you don't come in tomorrow, don't bother coming in Monday.
Woohoo! 4-day weekend.
This is OverDrive with Hayes, Noodles, and the O-Dog on TSN 1050.
I thought the hands of time would change me, and I'd be over this by now.
Hour 2 OverDrive continues, powered by FanDuel. Brian Hayes, Doug, Jeff O'Neill, Jamie Noodles, McLennan, live at Canada Soccer House, downtown Toronto. About 25-minute walk away from Toronto Stadium, where we are now 2 hours away from kickoff. Canada versus Bosnia and Herzegovina. The red carpet is officially on down there.
Love it.
And the grappler is grappling. He's down there trying to grapple celebrities to come on the show.
How did the grappler get on the red carpet?
I think he's the perfect guy to
He's
send.
like
if we're being
6'8".
honest.
He just bullied his way on there.
He's a giant.
Yeah.
Like, he was bothering Victor Hovland the other day. I never told you guys that. He went right up to Rick Hovland and said, "You're coming on."
Like badgered him.
Yeah, basically. And then later was like gonna ask for a picture. I'm like, I would probably leave
Yeah.
Rick alone after that because he
He
went right
wanted
up
to
him.
do a selfie pic after bothering the guy?
did
That's
not
like
end
that
up doing
reporter
it.
with Shakira. That's
Right.
what he was.
Exactly. So, you know, like Will Arnett's down there, Michael Bublé's down there. I think Mike Myers, Ryan Reynolds.
Canadian stars. That's what they
Canadian
are.
stars. I think maybe McDavid will be down there. We'll see. I don't know if he's going to be there or not. But a lot of athletes and a lot of celebrities, a lot of stars.
See, Will Arnett would be really cool because he's a Leaf fan too, is he not?
He's a massive Leaf fan.
Yes.
And I believe we have him on the line, and I think that's the way to start this party
why
off.
not?
Will, can you hear us?
Guys, you're catching me on the phone.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
And we can't thank you enough. We'll take 2 minutes of your time.
They won't let me on the pitch. They said I have to do it all by phone.
It's
They
perfect.
said we're so used to you phoning it in that just keep it up.
This is phenomenal. Okay, compare and contrast. Walking into the Maple Leaf Gardens for the first time, walking into Toronto Stadium ahead of the World Cup. How would you compare the two vibes from your standpoint?
I got to say they're different vibes. When you guys start mentioning the Leafs and when you mention Maple Leaf Gardens, I'm getting teary, if I'm being honest, okay? But coming here and helping represent the entire nation of Canada, and you guys know, as Canadians, pretty cool. And I was sort of joking about being emotional, and now I realize, like, I might actually get emotional, like that I'm going to be part of this thing, you know what I mean? So I'm going to have to keep in check, boys.
Well, listen, I can only imagine what it's like down there. Can you be a reporter for us here quickly, Will? Like, what are the vibes like down there?
Well, right now, I'm actually not on the pitch yet. I'm on the red carpet. So this is like very much. I basically live on a red carpet, guys. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Yeah. They didn't even have one. I asked them to put a red carpet up to make me feel more comfortable.
Well, you earned it and you deserved it. So what kind of? We'll get you out of here on a kit check. Are you rocking the Canadian gear? What are you thinking once you walk into that stadium? What do you think the whole atmosphere is going to be like?
I thought about going full Kenora tuxedo, but I ended up not. They said not. So I'm representing in my shoes, boys. Take a look at my shoes when I'm out there. All right.
We will. Okay.
Are you amongst the people and during the game, or are you like heavy hitter, private box?
Never. Private box, inside a private box, inside a private. It's a Russian doll of private boxes, boys.
Well, we love it, and we're huge fans, and we can't thank you enough. Go Canada. Enjoy yourself down there.
Thanks, fellas. Talk to you soon.
There's Will Arnett, and that's why the Grappler's down there.
Never.
Never among the people.
The Russian doll, how you take it off. He's like the Russian doll of private boxes.
Yes, he is enjoying himself, and he sounds like he's decked out. And
I just have an appreciation for that answer. Like, are you going to get amongst the Canadian people and watch the game? And he just didn't say no. He said never.
Right inside the suite. Inside the suite. Inside the suite.
That is awesome.
So Will Arnett is down there, and like you said, he's doing the red carpet thing. He's not quite pitch side, but he will be in there momentarily. And Christian Jack is pitch side, right? KJ's been down there, and he's been one of our favorites for a long time. Look at this guy. That is a professional Christian Jack. How are we feeling, KJ?
How are you, mate?
I'm great, lads. How's it going? You guys look fantastic. Can you hear me okay from here?
Yeah, we feel fantastic. Like, we are not journalists. We have no journalistic integrity. We are openly rooting for Canada here, as you can imagine. But KJ, you've been along for the ride, with Canadian soccer for a long time. What are you expecting once the ball finally kicks off? What do you think the buzz is going to be like down there?
I mean, the buzz has been going since 9 a.m. here. First of all, to quash any social media rumors about 30,000 Bosnians, it's a sea of red down here right now, so that's a good sign right away. Atiba Hutchinson and I were talking this morning about being in this stadium in 2007 when there's about 9,000 Canadian, 9,000 in the seats and 7,000 with the other team. So we've come a long way. So let's get the place packed with red. And this is really when I thought about when Italy were knocked out. This is one of what I wanted. I think this is what this country deserves. We all love the fact that what this country can bring and why we're so multicultural and people are from different places. And that's what makes it so uniquely special and wonderful about this country. But on a day like today, when we welcome the world and become the 19th country ever to host a FIFA Men's World Cup games, we want to see red, and so far it's been great. So to answer your question, when the ball gets kicked, kind of going to start as favourites, but I just hope that we see the best version of them. And those 11 players from the start don't allow the emotion. Just play the game, don't play the occasion.
KJ, last week Jesse Marsh said he didn't want to be bothered with negative questions about the offense because he said they're going to figure it out and find a way to get it done. Do you agree with that, or is there concern on your end if that's going to happen or not?
No, I think we're in a wait-and-see approach, Joe Dog. I think we're concerned a little bit because of what we've seen. And this all comes down to Jesse Marsch's style as a coach. Jesse Marsch brings that attacking, somewhat pressing style, very intense, aggressive, and it suits the team without the ball. But when they have the onus on them to play, and the other team says you can have the ball, which we expect a lot today, and we'll certainly expect next week in Vancouver against Qatar, Canada have had problems breaking down teams like that, whether it be Tunisia, whether it be Ireland, whether it be Australia, and others. So I think that's his biggest thing today, is how can you get that working? We've seen it a lot in training this week. How can the wingers feed the strikers? And look, the chances are going to come. World Cups are about moments. It's just a matter of finishing one of them and getting them on the moving forward. So I think it's a great question, and it's the big question mark around the tactics and the evolution of this squad right now.
KJ, how do you think your analysis is going to change from the last time around, as opposed to saying great experience, they're all gaining from this? Like, they've got expectations now, don't you think, where it's going to be words like disappointment and shouldn't have happened type of comments if they can't find a way to get it done? Like, there's expectations now.
Yeah, 100%, my friend. You know, I've been doing a lot of work this week, and a lot of things I've been saying is describing the past emotions in Canadian football or soccer has been these what-if moments. What if they were able to get it done? It's time for if, guys. It's time you just got to get it done. Like, just let's dream and believe it's when, because it's going to happen. And if they don't do it now, there's not another chance. You know, this is when the greatest team that this country has ever assembled just gets ready to play. Just happens to be one for a World Cup and two for one in the stadium in our country. So those two things, you put them together, expectations need to soar. And it's Canadian of us to be very passive and very safe and say, oh, we're going to draw today and it's a good start and go beat Qatar next week and we'll get through the group. But you're going to get one moment like this to kick off the start of the World Cup, to go out and win the game. For me, this is an opportunity that you're never going to get back again. It's a talented team that don't lose many games. Yes, they've got some questions about them, but it's a team the nation should expect to see win.
Absolutely. With Christian Jack inside 2 hours from kickoff, Canada versus Bosnia and Herzegovina. Obviously, Davey's not available today. He would be wearing the captain's armband. I believe with him not going, Stefan Eustachio will be wearing that. You know, he's a veteran of the program. He was a big part of the team 4 years ago. How much is on his shoulders here to lead with the injury concerns, with Davies not available? You know, how much do you look at Eustachio in particular and say, okay, he's got to really set a tone today?
Yeah, it's a great question. You know, there's a lot of great things about this squad, but there's also not that many vocal leaders. Jesse Marsch has kind of said he wants more of that. He almost asked them to become more American when he took over, to have a little bit more bravado about them. And Richie Larea, Maxime Crepeau, Stefan Eustachio have that in them that some of the other players don't. And Steph played in big moments. He's been in World Cups. He's been in Champions Leagues before. So, and he is really the de facto leader of this team anyway. Alphonso Davies is the captain, but you know, the real leader is going to Eustachio for a long time. Alphonso Davies hasn't played a game for Canada since March of 2025. So this has been a group and a unit that have been used to being led by him. And I think he's really important in that midfield alongside Ismail Courage trying to take that place.
KJ, if Davies is not going today, that's got to be somewhat concerning. What is your expectation moving forward?
Well, I think a lot of it is scenario-based, though, Doug. Worst case scenario, they lose today and they have to get something out of Qatar. Then maybe they're rushing forward and look, there's no more tomorrow if you don't get anything from Qatar, if you don't get anything today. But ideally, it seems like he's about 2 weeks away from being really ready to start a World Cup game. That's what we've been hearing for a while. So, look, they've got 6 games in between these games, which is really important. 6 days off, 6 days between. So, unlike a lot of other teams where they're 5. So if they can get through this game and it's a positive experience, maybe we see them against Switzerland in the last group game. It's a little bit like Bombito as well. It's all kind of pushing towards, can these big players for Canada become healthy in the big moments if they come in the knockout stages?
Canada versus Bosnia and Herzegovina coming up in under 2 hours. Christian Jack, big part of the program, big part of all the coverage throughout the next month and a half, and one of our favorites. We love having you on. Great seeing you again, KJ. Enjoy the match today and have a great World Cup.
Appreciate you guys. You keep up the great work, and go Canes, go Don.
Absolutely. Go
right,
Canes.
brother.
I love that. There's KJ live from the press box up at Toronto Stadium. So yeah, listen, I like that attitude. Like, yeah, you got it. Let's start winning here.
Forge ahead, yeah.
Let's take advantage. You got a home World Cup here, and it's a match you can take advantage of today. It'll be interesting, the emotions of the stadium, the emotions of the players. But there's a lot of veterans on this team, and again, led by Eustachio and Crepeau and net. Right,
yeah.
The keeper's a big part of it. Noodles,
and he's a rock star. But I like what O's asked him, because expectations this time around, it's not just a show up type of thing.
No, I don't think they're going to get fluff ball analysis where it's like, oh, it's just a great learning experience.
Yeah, no.
Hell of a job.
Yeah, that was 4 years ago.
That's not happening.
Scored a goal,
Yep.
everyone's happy, and that. Like now, it's serious.
Yes.
Like this is the expectation is very high.
We all remember that match against Belgium that started the World Cup last year, where they played really well, and they were the better team, but they lost.
Yeah.
And yet 4 years ago it was, hey, but what a great performance, and they worked incredibly well. That plays out today. I think it will be a different reaction. It should be a different reaction.
Yeah.
And the offense, that's always a concern. Who's going to score goals?
Yeah.
Like, yes, you're attacking. Yes, you're uber aggressive. Yes, you got the ball a lot. You might win the possession game. It's great, but are you going to score?
You got to win the game.
You got to find a way to win the game, and you're not going to get through the group stage with 3 0-0 draws. It's not going to happen. You're going to have to find a way to score and to find a way to win. So thanks to Christian Jack for joining us, and I like hearing that too, which is expected, but a lot of Canadian red in the stadium.
Yeah.
Like Bosnia will be represented.
Yes.
They'll be loud and obnoxious too.
They might have 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 people there.
As they should be.
I know.
100%.
I'm not suggesting that they shouldn't be, but they will be.
Let's make sure we get at least 90%, because if it was Italy today, it would have possibly been very different.
Oh, I know.
But it's not. It's Canada versus Bosnia. The stadium looks great, man. I drove down the Gardner coming downtown last night. I'm like, it pops.
Tarps make a lot of difference.
Well,
the tarps on the
when we
seats.
when we were there,
but it looked a little different. Yeah, exactly. Like, you don't want to see how the cake is made. That's that's what it is. When you're looking at the stands and it just kind of looks a little shaky, that's not it. Now it's going to be. It looks amazing.
I love that stadium. Like, this is where we get caught up, I think, as Canadians. We're always a little bit worried. How's the world looking at us? And hey, look at Azteca yesterday in Mexico, how great that is. And look at, they're going to play at Cowboy Stadium, Texas Stadium, whatever. Yeah. But BMO's a phenomenal place, and it's right on the waterfront. You can see the whole city landscape, the CN Towers in the background, the domes in the background. 43,000. Is that 80,000? No. But I think the vibe in there will be much more connected. It's a great place to watch a sporting event. The weather's going to be beautiful.
Yeah.
It's kind of got like an old school soccer stadium vibe to it. So I think it's going to hold up incredibly well, not just for the Canadian match, for the other matches that are going to be played there, over the next month. But it's going to be very, very exciting to kind of see where this this takes us. I really hope they have a result here, just to allow yourself to breathe a little bit.
So they go here, then Vancouver, back here?
No, 2 in Vancouver.
Yeah,
they're here today, and then Qatar and Vancouver, Switzerland and Vancouver. If they win their group, they'll get into the next stage and host a match in Vancouver as well. They'll stay in Canada for their first match ever outside of the group
make it
stage.
count.
That's kind of the overarching topic here is you got to crawl, then you walk, then you sprint.
Right.
But if you can sprint here quickly, there's a huge advantage waiting for you.
Big time.
Like, if you can stay in your own country and avoid having to go to the States or going to Mexico or whatever it is, that's big, man.
Huge.
Yeah, that's big.
But there is an opportunity. Like you said, on paper, again, I know it's only on paper, but they should win today. Correct? Like, I think they are the odds-on favorite, according to FanDuel, correct?
According to FanDuel, they are the favorite.
So, win the game today.
Find a way to win the game.
I'm excited for it.
Yeah, and I like KJ throwing the Canes. A little shout-out. Well, did you see that Norway was there last night?
Yeah.
They were there in the house.
Dude, that monster with the man bun.
Erling Haaland. Haaland, he is like the best.
Yeah.
All he does is snipe. Like, he's been at Man City for a few years.
Dude, he's Ovechkin on cleats.
He was going crazy at that game. Like, you talk about a culture shock.
Yeah.
I've been on the other side of it. I'm sure you guys have as well. You go to Europe and watch a soccer match. You go to the States and watch a college football game. You're like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
You come over here and you see a Stanley Cup final game. Like, that crowd was going nuts
Bananas last night.
Like, that is a really cool vibe.
That is, like, Vegas is loud, but that's the loudest crowd in the NHL.
Yeah,
that place gets rocking, man.
They get rolling. Like
they do.
And, you know, lots to cheer about last night, like for Canes fans.
Yeah.
Like, I
How'd
think they
Bussy
got
look
this.
to you? How do you feel about the bus driver? Brandon Bussy got the win.
I keep telling you guys this, and you disagreed with me the other day, but lefty goalies mess with people. I'm telling you, like he's aggressive and he makes no apologies for it. He just goes at things. He's got tremendous flexibility. I like him, and he's got swagger. He's out there handling the puck. This guy's a rookie.
Yeah.
27-year-old rookie. He's like, I'm playing.
Yeah.
And I thought he was good.
No, I agree with you.
He made the glove save, a little redirect in tight. Like, I don't think Vegas had their goods offensively, but Bussy made a couple big saves. The breakaway, the partial breakaway, like that's a difference in the game. Because they come back and score on Hart.
Totally agree. I thought what Carolina did very well last night. They blocked shots really well last night. They shut down lanes.
That was
really
Carolina,
well
though.
night.
Like O said, that's Carolina against Philadelphia, Ottawa. You know, like Montreal. Like just that was their game, and they got to it.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. All right, Darko's coming up here in a moment, and I don't know if we'll have time to ask him about what he makes of the Knicks, but, like, New York is a host city as well for the World Cup. So, like, if they win the NBA Finals, they are going to be partying and parading down Broadway for a week. Like, you talk about a culture shock. Could you imagine if you're from wherever in the world, and you show up, you're like, oh, this is New York City, and Knick fans are yelling in your face
and jumping on cabs and doing whatever the hell they did the other night. Like, they didn't even win the
Game 3.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right. No, they didn't even win. They didn't finish the job.
They didn't finish the NBA championship job, and there were almost riots.
Yes.
Like, it was crazy.
Well, I think Wemby got hit with an egg walking into a hotel, which to me was like, why are you messing? It's so lame and stupid, and unfortunately it happens everywhere. But why would you be poking the bear?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they be pulling underground, though? Like, this is nonsense.
It's New York, man. There may not be. There's somewhere in
you can go
Manhattan.
somewhere where it's more private than that. That's ridiculous. You know the fans are out there. If the Carolina Hurricanes had better, like, undercover than that, I'm sure Wemby could get it.
I guess you're probably right. It could be considered. Maybe you could have more security there. But, like, Knick fans were waiting for the Spurs to show up at their hotel to troll them about losing Game 4.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. All right, Darko is he with us? And he's doing the red carpet thing. He's walking into Toronto Stadium. Here he is, the head coach of the Raptors. Darko, what's the vibe like down there?
It is amazing. The vibe over here at the stadium is amazing. Everybody expecting the start of the great game. It's been a long time coming to this day of preparing and organizing, and as you know, going through all the construction work around the city, and finally we're here for the start of a great event.
Darko, when you're watching games of a different sport, do you watch the game going on, or do you watch the coach and how what he's doing either on the sidelines or anything?
I'm really watching the game. When I come to other sports, I'm really a fan. I'm far away from being an expert and really understanding the sport. I do like opportunities to meet with coaches and go and pick their brains of their experiences and leadership and how they handle certain situations. But I'm far away from an expert and somebody who can be like watching the game and trying to dissect it and thinking that I have the answers.
Darko, this is obviously a pressure-packed situation, and I think ultimately the players have to man up and go out there and play under the circumstances. But as a coach, what kind of message do you think could kind of, A, get them focused, and B, also motivated at the same time? Is there one, or is it just it's time for the players to go out and do it?
I think those type of games are easiest games to play, because you're preparing for this moment your whole life, your whole career. There is so much, expectation to go out there and perform at this point. Like players, they just need to focus on a game plan and how they need to execute. Motivation is through the roof. I think at the same time it's important to keep even keel and a calm head while you have a fire in your heart.
We're chatting with Darko Rajakovic, the head coach of the Raptors. So, Darko, are you going in as a full-blown Canadian supporter? Like, are you rooting for Canada in this match? What's your plan in terms of getting loud at Toronto Stadium?
Well, I'm a number one fan of Serbia national team, but unfortunately Serbia is not anywhere close to the World Cup this time. The Bosnia is my neighbors, but I share, I share living in Canada, and I have a lot of friends over here. I think it's going to be an amazing game, and I'll be cheering for Canada tonight.
We love hearing that. Enjoy yourself. Thank you for the time, Darko. Have a great off season. Enjoy the tournament. We'll do it again soon.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
You got it. There he is, Darko Rajakovic, the head coach of the Raptors, who I like that too. I always appreciate when a guy goes, hey, I'm rooting for Canada, but I am Serbian, and don't ever think I'm not hoping they're going to be here to win.
And he might have, I thought, is there a little hatred for Bosnia?
I think he's rooting against the Bosnians a little bit.
Yeah.
We share a border.
Yeah,
I think he probably really wants to see them get pumped.
Fierce rivalry. That's
time.
what it is.
Yeah, I think Darko's rooting against Bosnia as much as he is rooting for Canada, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Really cool stuff. Darko joining us. We had Will Arnett join us. Michael Bublé's down there. I think Ryan Reynolds, Mike Myers.
It's cool, though.
Yeah, there's obviously going to be dignitaries. There's going to be a lot of hanger-ons.
Must be outrageous for that.
Man.
Think of that. We talked about it the other day. Where the Knicks game was the who's who, and those tickets, it's Taylor Swift and Jerry Seinfeld and that. This is such a massive stage. These are world stars that are coming in, not just Canadian stars. There's world stars.
Absolutely.
Where's the cutoff of celeb where it's like, can I get into a box for this game?
Al's brother.
Al's brother has been walking around the streets of Toronto just joining marches.
Yeah. He was doing some quick feet work down at City Hall.
He looks good. He looks like he's getting into wedding shape. He is getting into wedding shape. Yeah.
But it's a great question. It's tough to give one name in particular, but I think this is a humbling experience.
We'll do a segment next week where we'll get Doogie to make some fake calls and leave messages saying, hey, it's so-and-so, can you get me hooked up with a box? And we'll decide on the desk whether it's...
I love that idea because we can apply it to the Garden in New York and trying to get in here.
See, I know one guy will get in, and we're going to chat with him, Keegan. He can get in anywhere.
Keegan Matheson can do anything he wants.
Just walks
in
around.
the city. He would just walk right in and they'd be fine.
Red carpet,
but
everything.
There are some celebrities probably calling agents saying, I'd love to be there if it gets to Game 6 in New York.
Like,
about that. It's like, you haven't actually been in a movie in about 3 years, but we'll see if we can pull that off for you.
Steve Buscemi. Do you know who that guy is?
Of course.
He's
an A-lister for me.
Okay.
Dude, that guy's been some of the great shows and movies of all time.
I love the guy.
Sopranos,
Save it
Boardwalk
for next week.
Empire.
We're doing a whole segment on who gets in.
But that's a perfect name. And he's a pure New Yorker, too.
Right. So somewhere on the line, there is a guy that is like, you might have to watch it in the square.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll talk. We'll find a way.
Doogie, give me a cross, empty netter. Brilliant!
All right, we're headers,
we got
dribbles, everything cooking down here at Canada Soccer House. But what a weekend we're about to have. It is Mail It In Friday, brought to you by Boston Pizza, Canada's favorite sports bar. There goes all my notes. Enjoy $15 lunch at BP where you get an entree, a side, and a drink, and you get it all in 20 minutes or less. The fast lunch doesn't have to be fast food. See you for a $15 fast lunch at your local Boston Pizza. So we got the Canada match coming up. We got the Argos in Montreal tonight. The Marlies chasing down a Calder Cup.
Yes.
Because I was going to say, I drove by Toronto Stadium, and then I went right by the house the Marlies built.
And I know you're going to be watching it, aren't you?
I am going
to be watching the Marley game.
I know.
100%.
Chicago. And I talked to the coaches. They've got a chance here.
I love it.
They've got a legitimate chance to beat Chicago. Now they got to go. It goes 2-3-2, so they've got to get at least one,
fine.
And then back here. And it's a weird schedule because of all of this.
Because of the World Cup,
back to back.
Of course. So we got that. We got the Argo game, and we got Jays Yankees tonight. Jays Yankees tonight. Keegan Matheson will join us around the table to set the scene on that series, and we're tracking the RBC Canadian Open. Best bet still to come. OverDrive continues. TSN 1050 on TSN 1200 in Ottawa, and up on TSN 2.
And the O-Dog.
Last
We'll get to our best bets powered by FanDuel later in the hour. And we're tracking what's going on, obviously, up at TPC Toronto. We're preparing for kickoff at Toronto Stadium. We're live at Canada Soccer House. I saw a lot of Canadian kits today, a lot of Bosnian kits. Yeah. I saw some Blue Jays kits, but I also saw some Yankee kits.
Oh.
And it's a perfect setup for our main man, Keegan Matheson, rolling through.
Do you want to see a soccer/baseball set play?
I would love to.
Dookie, get it in. Brilliant. Oh.
That's amazing.
What an entrance for Keegan Matheson.
Spectacular.
How we feel. I think you got to drop the mic and leave.
Yeah. I don't know what I can say that makes this any better, fellas.
Can you imagine me and him on the pitch as forwards, strikers?
More of a power forward.
Remember they talking about the Bosnians' wide bodies? We're wide bodies for the Canadians.
Yeah, the Bosnians.
That's right. DeVos.
Oh, Doug, I almost got swallowed up by the Bosnians on King Street this morning. I went out, the hunter-gatherer I am. I was out to get an iced coffee on King Street. Right when the Bosnian March was happening, I almost disappeared into the middle of it, fellas.
Oh, yeah.
You don't know what you're going to see in the city the next month.
They're here and ready to party, man. And
Well, dude, if they got pints and whatever you need, it's like just grab a blue outfit and join the gang.
What time do you think they started as far as like their first beer?
I'm going to give you an answer. I'm going to give you an answer. I walked downstairs because for all these games now, I think it's booze whenever, almost whenever. I went out to get a coffee myself right around the corner from the hotel, and there were mimosas flying in the lobby.
7:30, 8 o'clock?
8:30 in the morning. Mimosas like around the horn for almost everyone. So by the time they get to the stadium, if they're even going there, it's going to be an oiled production.
This day will have some tough endings, fellas. People trying to pull the double dip with Team Canada and the Blue Jays game late at night. There's be some tough endings. Endurance 100%. Is at a premium.
Security's going to have to be a little stronger, I think, at the Blue Jays game than past, because you are going to have a few guys that are just people that are oiled that are going to go from the soccer game to the baseball game.
100%. And like I said, I was walking around a bit this morning. It's not like I'm a tourist. I'm from Toronto.
Yeah.
But I'm walking around, and again, Bosnian jerseys, Canada jerseys, but I did see some Yankee jerseys as well.
Yeah.
They travel, and they're going to be in the house tonight. So I guess Alejandro Kirk announced to the world yesterday that he's playing tonight. Is that our understanding, that Kirk's back in the lineup?
I like it. And catching, which is great, man. Like Alejandro Kirk, we've talked about injuries all year, guys. No one's as important as Alejandro Kirk that's missed time this year. Like outside of Vladdy, Kirk is right there. Like he is a foundational bedrock player on this team because he matters in every phase of the game. And he embodies their entire offensive identity, with what he does at the plate. I think having him back is just major. You can't overstate it. And this, if anything's going to turn something around, man, it's Alejandro Kirk.
How can you tell? How will you be able to tell if he's in game shape? Because we were just seeing him bomb around the
he looks great. The bison's white. The white on white.
Like, are you sure? It's just
he looks great.
The thing is you're right. You look at him, but he is such an integral part of the team. So when you lay eyes on him, how are you going to know?
Yeah, they say the more white you wear as us wide-built guys, it's just really kind to you, Then get on the high sock. Whenever I see a bigger-built baseball player with the high socks, I think, man, come on. Like, you got to lengthen the legs here, fellas. You got to. But with Kirk, you need to see the power, because when you're coming back from a broken thumb or a broken bone in your hand as a catcher, he's going to be able to make contact with everything. That doesn't matter. But can you drive the ball as a catcher? That's what you get zapped with when you break a bone in your hand. Can you drive the baseball? That's the big one for Kirk.
Well, and you've been on the Valenzuela's got to stay train for weeks. Do you think that's a formality now? Like, what happens with Heineman? How are they going to handle that?
He has to. I mean, I'm hearing too many people talk about asset management. I mean, come on, treat this like a sport. Your team needs to win every game possible. If you're trying to win the most possible games, Brandon Valenzuela's on this team. It's not about theoretically protecting depth for maybe mid-August. Like, that bores me. That doesn't interest me whatsoever. You're trying to win games right here, right now, in a playoff race that's already starting. Valenzuela and Kirk could be one of the better catching tandems in baseball for 5 years here. Like, finding Valenzuela, guys, there's not enough catchers.
What a trade that was.
So valuable. For Will Wagner, who's barely playing right now. That is an unreal trade.
They have some positive mojo going right now. Is this like one of the last windows that's going to open up for these guys? If they get Bieber back and Kirk comes back and starts hitting, Like, there's not too many more windows after this to say this season could be salvageable and get on that run and become somewhat of the team they were last year.
Yeah, windows is the way to look at it, though, dog. How many times have we said, like, is this the win that turns it around?
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like that only works in the NFL where you're playing 17 games, right? Otherwise, I mean, unless you win 10 in a row in Major League Baseball, I don't care too much from a big narrative standpoint. Even though I'm in the business of narratives, it's tough. But you need this little stretch right here. And, guys, I think it's important this next month because the NBA Finals are going to be over. Stanley Cup's going to be over. Yeah, you've got the World Cup, which is going to dominate this for the next month.
Right.
But the Blue Jays have this opening within the next few weeks for everyone in the country to look back at them and say, oh, okay, they're going to do this again.
Yep.
Let's jump back on this wagon. It's got to happen now because the trade deadline will sneak up on you.
And when all that stuff ends, Keegan, I would imagine that all the sports eyes in this city are going to go to one guy and one guy only. If he doesn't start producing, Vladdy might be under the gun a little bit, where everyone's going to be like, okay, we're all watching now, pal.
Yeah.
Like, you're under the gun.
Yeah.
You might as well, you better start getting it done.
Your hockey and basketball fan buddies are going to tune in and say, how many home runs is this dude hit?
That's exactly right.
And you're going to say 3, and they're going to string off something wild to you.
Crazy.
This has got to turn around, man. I talked to Vladdy the other day, and part of it was really encouraging. Like, I've talked to Vladdy when he's struggled 1,000 times over the years. And when Vladdy was younger, he would sometimes be a bit defensive. Like, I'd ask him, man, like, you're struggling a little bit. Have you changed anything with your swing? And it would immediately be like, no, my swing is great. Like, I'm not going to change this swing. This swing made me the #1 prospect in the game. Now I sense Vladdy's growing up a little bit, where he realizes, yeah, this is bad. Yeah, I'm the dude that's supposed to be doing everything for this team, and I'm not right now. And then on the other side of that, he's also saying, listen, I'm hitting the ball at guys, I'm pulling the ball in the air more, and I don't know if I 100% agree with that either. It's got to be Vladdy. Guys, no matter how valuable Kirk is, George Springer getting back, unless Vladdy is doing his thing on this team, there's no ceiling. Like, you can be a 500 team and sneak into the playoffs as the third wild card.
Right.
I don't care about that. They went 0-2, 0-2, and 0-2 the last 3 times they've done that. You need to take a run at the division. You only do that with Vladdy.
So what about Scherzer? What did you see from him the other night? You got Bieber, who looked good yesterday. So, I mean, what do you need to see from
Decision
Scherzer?
time.
Yeah,
Decision
exactly.
time.
Like,
Awkward decision time.
Yeah.
I don't want to be in that room. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
And take the name away from it.
Okay.
Make his name Mike Smith.
Yeah.
And he has a 10 ERA over this many starts, over a 6 ERA, over 20-ish starts with you the last 2 years.
Yeah.
You're saying, get this guy out of here. But it's Max Scherzer, so it's a different conversation. You're also debating how much of this is health. His ankle, his forearm, how much of this is playing into that, and how much patience do you have?
Yeah.
Beforehand, the Blue Jays needed to have patience. It was almost by default because you had no other healthy starters. So just keep starting Max Scherzer. If you get Shane Bieber back next week or the week after and everyone else stays healthy, that becomes awkward quickly. And this is a team that all spring training, guys, remember when we thought they'd have 8 starters?
Yeah.
And we wasted our time talking about too many Major League starters? They were saying all along the best 5 have to start. No matter what, egos aside, reputation aside, the best 5 have to start. Same, on a lesser scale with the Valenzuela conversation. Are you trying to win games right here, right now? You better be.
Yeah.
I totally agree. And listen, the way he's throwing the ball, for starters, I don't know how healthy he's going to be the rest of the year, period. Like, you can't project this guy going out there every 5th day. And I know he's saying the right things afterwards because he's a competitor and he knows what's going on. He looks at his ERA and he's embarrassed by it. I'm sure he is. It's ugly. But he said it's not about feel. I feel like I'm throwing the right pitch, or I can throw for strikes. I can throw my fastball. I can throw balls away. I can do whatever I got to do. But if Bieber's going to be back in the next 2 weeks, maybe a couple more starts in the minors, if he looks like he did yesterday, he's activating and he's pitching.
Yeah.
Corbin is starting to slow down a little bit. I don't know what they're going to do with him. But all of a sudden, you look at the chairs. Gausman, Savage, Cease, Bieber. There's 4 of them right there. They're pitching.
Yeah.
You're playing. You got one spot, but I don't.
The mound. He's like, I need a
breather. Yeah, he mouthed that the other day.
That's concerning, man.
It's troubling.
It is.
It's troubling.
It is.
And yet, they brought him in as an ambassador / arm.
Dude, this is big league stuff,
I know
man.
that.
You can't just say you're Max Scherzer. You're a big voice in the locker room, clubhouse. Like, you got to make a decision.
Yeah.
And you can feel good about process stuff, but process is what people talk about when they lose. Like, I don't care about process. I care about who won the game.
Yeah.
When you look up at the end, who had the most runs. We can break it down with any analytic and any advanced metric we can, and those are valuable and they matter over a long season. But people only talk about process and those types of things when they have lost. You want to talk about results and winning some games, and that's got to happen quick with Scherzer because it's him and Corbin, essentially, at this point.
Definitely. Keegan Matheson with us, Jays Yankees tonight. First pitch, 7:37. They've moved back to usual time, obviously because of what's going on between Canada and Bosnia. If Kirk is back tonight, we believe he will be, and catching tonight, where do you see him hitting in the order? And like they had Vladdy leading off a couple days ago, and then he moved back. Like they're trying to get him going clearly. But where do you see this offensive lineup going in the next week and a half?
Kirk can go in a lot of places, but I like him in kind of that 4-5 spot. You need some sort of secondary offense behind Vlad. Well, Vladdy needs to provide primary offense, number one. But you need something else behind him, a little bit of protection. And Kirk can be so many different types of people. Like, if there is, guys, a runner on third base and one out, and you just need a ball in play to score a batter, I want Kirk up more than I want any other hitter in this organization. More than Vladdy, I think, quite easily. He is the guy who can understand a situation and put a ball in play. So I love him at that 4-5 where he's getting opportunities to produce runs. You don't want him 1 or 2. He'll clog up the bases a little bit, and that's okay. That's not part of his game. But give him some opportunities to break a couple games open, because this team is just having little bursts of offense. They're not stacking stuff up.
How hot is that beard right now?
It's a little warm, fellas, I'll tell you. Yeah. I took the walk down from King Street there. This is not my my type of day, you know. We're getting a little damp over here, but the dream's dead.
It's all good, man. Nice air-conditioned bar. You could saddle up and watch everything on the TV. And
well, listen,
it's going to be a beautiful day.
If this was like solid wood, I would have my underpants off doing the second half of the show.
I tuned into the start of the show, honestly, fellas. I turned it on my couch just to check the shade situation.
Yeah.
I was barely listening.
You saw what I was dealt.
And I heard 5 seconds of audio, which was long enough to hear you threatening to go tarps off. And it went through my mind. Like, if he does, I'll have to support my guy and go with him.
Listen, 15 years ago or whatever it was, we all sat down. I happened to sit in this chair. He happened to sit there. Noodles, you were there.
Hey.
It's been established for a long time.
Yeah.
You know, and he was trying to push our producers and executives.
I had our boss say to Hayes, maybe we should try something different today. And you sit in the middle. And he started laughing. He said, absolutely
not an option. Because I am quite comfortable over here. In the shade, got the AC. I'm rocking jeans.
He's wearing jeans.
I thought it was kind of a professional atmosphere down here.
I went with the long pants as well. You know, I take myself quite seriously.
Darren Dreger says every year after Trade Center or Free Agent Frenzy, he goes home, takes his suit off, and throws his underpants right into the garbage. And that is exactly what I'll be doing today.
Hopefully scooting down the lakeshore, holding them up, flying.
I will be flying the red Canadian boxers down lakeshore.
I love it. I love it. All right, Keeks. Well, what are you expecting this weekend to be like? You're downtown. I mean, obviously we got Jays, Yankees. We got Canada playing. We got a lot of action downtown this weekend.
There's a lot going on, fellas. Like, I can't believe walking around, you just turn on a street corner and you have no idea what you're going to see.
Yeah.
My street, dead quiet. You turn the corner and I'm in the middle of the Bosnian parade. You know?
They got to get the Yankees, though. No Judge.
Any day.
Yeah.
They've got to get the Yankees this week. Without Judge and with this division getting a little more serious, like, this is a big one for the Jays, guys. It really is. Like, I don't care that it's June. All right, we've been saying it's early for way too long. It is getting into kind of the crunch time for the Jays, where you make a bit of a statement, honestly. I know baseball's not the biggest statement sport, but come on, there's a lot of eyes on this. There's going to be a lot of people who have had 6 crispy, delicious beers, and they're ready to let some opinions fly tonight.
Yeah.
Give them something good. You know?
I agree
Give them something good.
Yeah. Now we're into double-digit game totals now, right? Like we've moved past the 60-second game here. All right, Keegan, great seeing you, bud. Thanks for coming down here. We appreciate it.
My pleasure.
There
fellas.
is the gratuitous O-Dog handshake. Very few people get it in studio, but when they do, they should be very proud. We going to throw a header one more time on the way out, Doogie?
Doogie, come and give me the cross to Keegan Brilliant.
Come on, Doogie. Give us one more. Let's see if we can make this work. Yes!
Let's go!
I love it. We are live at Canada Soccer House. OverDrive continues up on YouTube Live.
Now, back to OverDrive with Hayes, Noodles, and the O-Dog.
Mail-In In Friday is brought to you by Boston Pizza, Canada's favorite sports bar. Enjoy $15 lunch at BP where you get an entree, a side, and a drink, and you'll get it all in 20 minutes or less. A fast lunch doesn't have to be fast food. See you for a $15 fast lunch at your local Boston Pizza. Due to weather constraints, we have a new setup on the desk.
You're like there's two Muppets sitting over there. Those
Yeah,
two
we're the old guys.
You're the two old Muppets.
Old crusty guys.
I just think the way the weather's formatted, we might have to go to a 2-1-4 check with a left-wing lock.
I like that idea.
Here. Exactly.
It's the final segment, but it's all good.
It's nice and cool over here, blowing in.
Dude, the wind is coming in like significantly off the lake. That may factor into the way the game is played a little bit. Set pieces, absolutely. We're live at Canada Soccer House, and the pregame's coming up on TSN Radio, throughout the TSN Radio network and on iHeartRadio. John Still, Greg Sutton coming up with the pregame at 2 p.m. Kickoff at 3, and, of course, you can watch it on TSN, CTV, and Crave. We're jacked. We've been down here. We're picking up on the vibes. I'm getting a million people writing in saying we're going down to the game. We can't wait. We're in this section. We're in that section.
What score?
Well, how about I get to my best bets right now? Yeah. Powered by FanDuel. Make your picks and assemble a same-game parlay in seconds on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Today's best bets, again, powered by FanDuel. I'm on Canada winning the match with a 2-1 score.
I'm at 2-0.
I'm
thinking 2-0. The goalie, he's awesome.
Crepeau has been really good, and he's ready to go. So that's it. That's our play. Best bets powered by FanDuel. Same-game parlays available for every World Cup match on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Please play responsibly. 18+, physically located in Ontario. Yeah, I'm on Canada winning. I'm on Canada getting off to a hot start.
They've got to do it, man. They got to get some positive mojo.
So let me ask you
Stevie Caldwell, you said he was prepping
by the
iPad all night long.
Stevie and Kevin were electric last night. I ran into them for about 5 minutes. They're so jacked for the World Cup.
Well, they've been waiting for this forever.
And they were watching the Mexico match. And then they were
by the way, I know what you mean by they were jacked up. Those.
I saw them downtown last night.
They're enjoying themselves.
They were ready to go. They were very excited.
Our next show, we could be talking about a Canada win, a Carolina Stanley Cup, a New York Knicks win.
Yes.
Which one is the automatic for Monday?
I'll go with Canada.
Canada win automatic. Jamie, what's your automatic subject or topic for Monday?
It's Canada for me as well, because I think Wemby and them are going to have a game, and I think we're going back to Carolina for Game 6.
Thank you for that. What are you, a street reporter? We all have our own mic. Running the whole operation here. Doogie Pepper, Dogger Pepper.
That's right.
Dogger Pepper. Speaking of which, the golf report is driven by Subaru. With a Subaru, you get more standard features than you'd expect and great lease and finance offers you won't want to miss. Hurry into your local Subaru dealer today. There is a leader right now up at the RBC Canadian Open that I am not familiar with. Benjamin James is 10 under. Benjamin James is 10 under. But Sam Burns 9 under. Hao Tong is 9 under. Fox and Koepka both 8 under. Harry Hall, your boy, who's always in a hurry, 7 under. And the highest Canadian flag is Matt Anderson. He's T11, 6 under.
Nicky Hadwin didn't have a good day? Or Nick Taylor?
Taylor, I think, was over par. I don't think. Let me see. Taylor he's 2 under for the tournament. He's 1 over today. He's right on the cut line.
What's the Jerry's percentage that James is there on Sunday?
I think it's pretty. That's 4th in line.
Yeah.
Canada, Knicks, Canes, James, I would say.
Yeah, exactly.
But I wouldn't. I think Canada wins. I think it'll be a tight match. I lean Knicks, but I understand what you're saying. The Spurs have been in control of all these games.
The thing is the mental thing.
Can they overcome what just happened?
San Antonio just is done mentally, like that Friday.
I feel like Vegas wins Game 6, though.
I just don't.
I feel like it goes 7.
I have to be consistent. The minute I say one thing, exact opposite has happened. I said the other day to a broadcaster, I said, Vegas looks unstoppable. Literally, Carolina scored 3 goals in 39 seconds a minute later. So I can't figure that one out. I just think it's going to go 6. But Carolina could match it up. They could just go in there and dominate them, get 4 or 5 on Hart, and Bussy all they need is Brandon Bussy steal a game on the road.
That's the reality.
They might go total Caniacs and just have one of their just swarming performance.
12 shots against.
And good night.
They'll pretend like David Ayers is in the net. Remember, they had 0 shots against or whatever.
They were phenomenal. They were basically perfect. They won the game with David Ayers in net.
Yeah.
And listen, the nature of that position, both ways.
Yeah.
But Bussy could say, boys, you can. I'm stopping 50 tonight.
Get me one.
Get me one. I'm not going to be beaten
we're
today.
Going home with the cup.
Or conversely, Hart could say, I owe it to you, which he does.
Yeah, he does.
And he finds a way to stand on his head. Speaking of headers, do you want one more from Doogie on the way out?
Finish of the day.
One more, Doogie, because
Brilliant!
you're getting better at that, actually. Like, you're actually not bad.
Who said the other day that he had a
Let's
huge
just pretend the
squash
net's.
shot?
Let's just pretend the net's right there. Doogie, give me a cross, and I'm going to put it right in the net.
Here it comes from Doogie. Oh, you just broke basically
And my
everything.
nose. I broke my nose.
He broke his nose, broke his glasses, he broke the TV. The Gatman's furious because I'm pretty sure all the technology has been ruined.
Gatman, you're fired again. You did me dirty again.
Gatman's going to get you fired for that play.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, the pregame coming up on TSN Radio and the iHeartRadio app. Obviously, you can watch every single second of every match on TSN, CTV, and Crave. Go Canada. What a day it's going to be.
Doogie,
not
one
only
more
in
side
Toronto,
cross. One more side cross.
throughout the country. Here we go. This is for the World Cup. That's not bad. I mean, off the side of your head.
Not great form.
Horrible form, but it's all good. Thanks to everyone here at the Canada Soccer House, too.
Yeah.
Cannot thank them enough for the hospitality. What a setup. Everyone behind the scenes for helping out. Everyone at TSN for getting us everywhere this week.
Yeah.
Up at the Canadian Open, down here at the Harborfront Center. It's just been... It's been awesome.
Been amazing.
It's been a great ride. It's a great
week.
ride. We're an hour away, just over an hour away from kickoff. Canada, Bosnia. Go Canada. We're rooting for you. Thanks to everyone behind the scenes for helping out. We appreciate it. Everyone for tuning in today. TV, radio, podcast, web, up on YouTube Live, streaming up on Crave later this afternoon. We're out of here. Enjoy your evenings. Enjoy your weekends. We're back Monday at
4 p.m.
We'll chat then.